Hey YouTube, what's going on? Vexel here, back again for more talk, cause I love talking about random things about games I play. But anyway, I'm here to talk to you today about exotics, and more specifically, why we cannot equip more than one at a time. I don't know about you guys, this bothers me quite a lot. Now, the reason why I say this is because one of the things that I never understood when I first played Destiny was that, why can I not equip more than one exotic? And I never really got that answer. To me, it seems kind of counterproductive. Everyone's going for, exotic A or exotic B, but they can only wear one. So it kind of defeats the purpose of hunting for the exotic in some way. Now, does it take away from the satisfaction of getting an exotic? Not really. Debatable. I don't think it does. But it makes it kind of awkward when you get a new exotic because, like, is this exotic better than my old one? Or, is this going to work for both of my builds, et cetera, which I understand why that could be a good thing because it makes people think more strategically about what they want to use for an exotic. But at the same time, there's some instances of exotic gear that I just don't understand why we don't have multiples. Now, biggest example of this is exotic weapons. Exotic weapons, you can only have one equipped at a time, which, I mean, I could understand, I guess. I mean, being able to use Icebreaker and Gallahorn at the same time is pretty broken, but at the same time, it's like, if you're going to give me all these exotic weapons and all these options, why can I only use one? It's at the state where I feel like if they keep making exotics, let's say Destiny makes 6 to 10 exotics every DLC. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you think about it, kind of is because you're adding 6 to 10 more things that you can only have one of at a time. So that's, a bunch of options just added to the list of already huge options because there's way past 20 in terms of exotic weapons. And in terms of armor, there's an exotic piece for every slot, I think, except for warlocks who do not have exotic boots. But it's one of those things where I don't understand why we can't equip more than one exotic, especially when it comes to things like, for example, Titans get the Mark 44 stand-asides. Are they a good exotic? Not really, honestly. They are not. However, other than the raid boots, which pretty much do the exact same thing, I mean, the only thing that they do that the raid boots don't is give you more shoulder charge duration, which, I mean, if that constitutes that as an exotic just because of one extra ability that is very, very lackluster, why can we not equip it like it's a legendary? It has the same stats. The only difference is that it doesn't have the raid perks and that it is an exotic, so when a DLC happens, you can just upgrade it again or whatever they decide to do when it comes to House of Wolves. But I still don't see that as an excuse to be like, oh, you can only wear one exotic at a time because, I mean, some exotics are barely better than legendaries to begin with. So why is it that some exotics can't be equipped in multiples? Like, if it was like Mark 44 stand-asides had the shoulder charge ability and the extra ability of can be equipped with another exotic, it'd make me want to actually wear it just simply because, the look of them is still pretty cool, and it gives you more incentive to get some of these exotics that otherwise you wouldn't really use. Things like the infamous Sunbreakers, a lot of warlocks do not use those over other things Most warlocks will use Void Fang investments, which is for, Voidwalker, and use Void Fang as Sunsinger, just because they would rather use that than Sunbreakers. If Sunbreakers had the extra ability of being able to be equipped with another exotic, you would probably use Sunbreakers if you were Sunsinger. I would. But, it gives you an incentive to get some of the exotics and wear some of the exotics that otherwise would not be used. Things like Insurmountable Skull Fort, which has some raid utility but isn't really that good. The Keeper of the Pack exotics like Crest of Alpha Lupi and Light Beyond Nemesis, they would be a lot better because if you could just wear them in the raid, like for example, if a Titan could wear, Ruin Wings and wear Crest of Alpha Lupi to generate more orbs, even though you can't revive, to generate more orbs for free is good. It'd make you want to get the exotic. Now, it can be broken when it comes to resetting gear when it comes time to do a new DLC, because then you'll have multiple exotics to wear and you'll be a max level cap faster. But, I mean, honestly, it's one of those things of I understand it, but at the same time, this is the type of game that, though there's a lot of investment involved, people being at max level, I mean, from what I've seen from not only Dark Below, but from when the game first came out on Vault of Glass, being max level isn't necessarily that difficult to begin with to people that play all the time anyway. The only people that would really generally affect, like more often than not, is the people that do not play as much or the people that don't grind out stuff. But, I mean, at this time, like, everyone does Nightfall, everyone does Weekly, most people do the raid, so it's like, you can only wear one exotic, you get all these exotics, I understand that it can break your leveling system, but, what else would you have people do just to, have incentive to get these exotics? Like, for example, I want a Gallahorn. I've had two Gallahorns, but, circumstances have had that I've had both of them deleted. Um, but, now currently I don't want to get a Gallahorn because, like, well, if I get Gallahorn, then I can't use Hawkmoon. Or if I get Gallahorn, I can't use Fourth Horseman. Or, it's like I have to trade off a weapon. And when it comes to exotics, I have a level 32 Titan, and it's like, oh, well, I want to use Armamentarium, but I need Ruin Wings for this part. Or, oh, I want to use Helm of Saint 14 and Ruin Wings, but I can only use one. Like, I don't like having to pick. And a lot of people don't like having to pick. Because that also means that, you waste a lot of time and effort trying to get these exotics, but you can only choose one, which kind of sucks. But what do you guys think? I mean, is it okay to have, only one exotic equipped at a time, or would you prefer there to be more? I mean, even if it was only just, you can only have one other exotic equipped at a time, it has to be specific exotics like, gloves or boots. I mean, would you be fine with that? Let me know down in the comments. But for now, that's all the time I got. Thank you for listening to my video, and I'll catch you guys later.